Apologies about the video quality. I know there's like some sort of like white tinge around the camera or something, but this is Rachel's old phone that she broke. The screen's a bit loose, camera's a bit loose, because mine's smashed. All the other ones are broke. We got phones everywhere. I think I break them all the time, sometimes out of frustration. But yeah, apologies, this ain't going to be like super HD and me look all refined and shit. So for all the ladies out there, I'm really sorry. Alright, and some of the men, don't forget. Hot stuff on the gay market. Yeah, I'm guessing. I don't know. Probably. I don't know if I'm hot stuff on the female market, to be honest with you. I've only ever had Rachel as a girlfriend. So, literally, all I can say for definite is one woman doesn't mind me out of all of them. So, that's alright. 1 out of 7 billion. That's all you need, but. So, yeah. Here's the video. Sorry about the camera quality, sorry about the content quality, audio quality, just the quality, basically. Apologies for the quality. It might be better next week, definitely not promising that. Next week might be worse. So, cheers. Here's me talking absolute bollocks for a while with Isabelle basically getting in the way. Right, welcome to Dad Diaries number 5. A little bit different this week. I'm just gonna kind of straight shot the video and just go for it. Don't mind me, Isabelle. You know, I'm trying to record a video. I can just see your foot. There is Isabelle's toes. I remember back in the day when I could put her in a Moses basket and she wouldn't move. Now she sat on the windowsill. Yes. Which is kind of, a little bit, what I've been talking about this week on the blog. It's how quick time goes by. You know, I wait 1 minute, they're in a little Moses basket, and then the next minute, they're on the windowsill in the way. Basically, I've been writing an article for today's parent, which I really enjoy doing in fairness. Partly because it is paid work. Second reason is because I work with the editor on there and she's quite strict with what they accept sort of thing. So you send your first draft over and they basically rip through it and go, this is terrible, change this, you need to talk about this more, do this. And it's kind of, the first time they do it, it's quite hard. Because it's a little bit crushing to your ego. Because obviously when you run a blog, you're the editor, you're in charge, you get to put it wherever you want. If you know, it's all on you. If you like it, it's done. That's it. But when you're an editor and they're telling you, no, change that don't work and everything, it's a little bit hard on your ego because you're used to just going, no, I'm in charge, I do it. But it's really good. It does make me a better writer. I've learned a lot since the first post I've done from last month, and now I'm going to do another one on breastfeeding as a dad. Yes. So yeah, and because of that, I've been reflecting a lot on our journey as a parent because I've had to think back to the early days quite a lot. And didn't have any of this shit. I'm going to be doing a podcast soon as well. I keep waiting and putting it off because I want me and Rachel to do it. But the more I put it off, the less likely we are to do it. I think if I just jump in, balls deep, bang, and just go for it, then we'll start it then, you know what I mean? It'll probably just be me to start off with. So it'll be a little bit like this without the camera. So you just have my voice. I don't know what's worse. Will you chill out? I won't have this for a start. And no distraction of Isabelle. Who's that look? So yeah, I'll be starting a podcast. Basically because sometimes I want to write and talk about stuff, and I'm quite introspective person. I like looking at every angle of something. There was a quote I read the other day, or heard, from Carl Jung, I believe, which said, no tree can grow to heaven unless his roots grow down to hell. Brilliant quote. To me it means a little bit like you've got to play devil's advocate when you're thinking about topics. You know what I mean? You can't just have your view and then that's it. You've got to look at both sides. Or you can talk about it from an emotion side of view. To have the happy ones, you've got to understand the dark ones. It's quite a good quote. What's that all about? Just talk bollocks then, didn't it? But if you like this sort of stuff, wait till the podcast. But yeah, it's something I've wanted to do for quite a while. Sorry, she's trying to get a coffee. So I will be doing it. I don't know what I'm going to call it. If you've got any name suggestions for a podcast, then hit me up, because at the moment I've just got Isablog, because that's the name of the blog, but I don't really like that. Isacast, because it is a cast podcast. Ross Hunt Show, or Ross Show. Ross and Rachel Show, but without Rachel for a while. Yeah, don't mind me. If it ain't Isabelle, no, it's Belle. Is a Belle. Oh, look out, here she comes. Oh, God. Why did I have kids? You quite done? Yeah, don't mind me. I just gotta keep doing this. It's like boxing training, love. Trying to see myself on the camera. Oh. Yeah, podcast might be a little bit more coherent. I will be able to speak fully for the entire duration. Without this monster getting in the way. Yeah, call you a monster, love. Do you wanna fight? So yeah, it's basically reflecting on life as a parent, how I actually feel like we're parents now. It's like we've got to teach her stuff, teaching her no, which I should be doing now, really. You're having the tantrums, it just feels like this stuff you do now, you're teaching her things. Whereas I think for the first year as a parent, you're basically, you know, change a nappy, give them a bit of food, hope they go to sleep. You can't really cock it up that much, can you? You know what I mean? People try and read them stuff and play games with them and that, but at the end of the day, you don't do much with a baby. Now, I can actually do a little bit more with her. Don't get me wrong, we still can't colour. Well, we can, but she's an expert at just spaghetti monsters, and that's it. Jesus Christ. Yeah, knock the phone over. And yeah, it just passes you by. You know, no matter if you absorb yourself in it, if you ignore it and just go to work and do whatever, time passes you by. So, we're all going to die. Basically. You know, it wasn't that long ago I was a 15-month-old baby. Now I'm 26. Not months, years. But my point is, you know, life goes on. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, that's the way it is. You just move up the family tree. I've gone from the baby to now being the parent on the tree. And Isabelle's the next step down. Eventually she'll knock me up by having a kid. And then I'll die. I'll be dead soon. Hopefully not yet. I got a few years to go. Like, well, you never know. Could die tomorrow. The way she's going, I could die now. Isabelle. Suspiciously quiet. Isabelle. Right, what are you doing now? Go on. All good. She's only messing around in the kitchen. Perfectly safe. Right. Did I cover anything in this? Did you enjoy this week's video thing? No. Right, on the blog you can read about this in the description. Wherever. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. Don't really care if you do or not. I'm past that now. If you read the post from a few weeks ago, I stopped caring about that side of stuff. I'm just enjoying myself, you know what I mean? Don't worry about numbers, don't worry about any of it. The podcast is purely going to be for me. There's things I want to talk about that I feel like are better talked about rather than written. Bear with me a second. Oh, let's go on. Come in with me. Right, what's the complaint? What's the complaint? Right, let's switch position. Right, we've migrated to the kitchen. Again, part of the reason I want to do a podcast, because I can articulate and just go into things in depth without having monster in this area getting in the way. Not that I mind, you know, I am supposed to be looking after her and stuff, not doing videos and that, but I haven't got time. I got to do these every week. Sometimes I just don't get the time. And my phone's shit. Rachel got a better phone. But, don't matter, does it really? So yeah, basically, takeaway from this week is every one of us used to be that. At some point we turn into this. Then we get older. Then we die. I think I make it quite cheery on the blog, I'm not sure. But it's not meant to be so morbid. It's meant to be about embracing the cycle of life and, you know, we all have temporary lives with temporary beings and this beauty, and eventually we're all gonna die, and that's okay. You can't stop it. One thing we all got in common, but we're all gonna die. Yes, Isabelle. You'll be dead at some point. It's a bit morbid to tell you, isn't it? But you'll be dead. Do you know what dead is? You know when you go to sleep. It's like that, but forever. That blows my mind still. What do you mean forever? Can't conceptualize wherever. That forever. Oh, God. Although the way you're going, love, you might not last that long. Not from me, from your own poxy stupidity. Right, thanks for watching Dad Diaries. This was number 5. Yeah, you can go back and watch the other ones. Or you can read the blog. You can do whatever you want, really. It's a free world. I don't even think you watched this, to be honest with you. Well, obviously, if you're watching this, you watched it. So, but there's probably like 3 of you who watched this. So cheers to you 3. Other than that, I guess this is Dad Diaries number 5. Apologies for it being bollocks, and apologies for me having to fight for screen time with this. But that's life, love. Alright, until next week.